Hello, Leo. Welcome to your September reading. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and we are doing a love reading for September. But it is a self-love reading. It is not a romantic love reading, though there have been some messages about romance coming through. We're going to ask Spirit a series of questions to help us love ourselves better. How do we love ourselves better, and how do we deepen our connection to Spirit? That's our focus. If you're looking for a romance reading for soulmates, twin flames, DM, DF type of reading, there are many excellent readers, and I'm sure they'll be posting September love videos, and you can check those out. For us, our focus is on self-love this month, okay? We're going to be using the Mythic Tarot. This is an older deck I've had for a really long time, Leo, and I think you can find a more recent version of it on Amazon if you like that imagery. We have the Illuminated Tarot, which is by Caitlin Keegan. This one I acquired at Anthropology, but you may be able to find that on Amazon as well. We have the Thoth Tarot. It's similar to Rider-Waite, but a little different. It's the Aleister Crowley Golden Dawn Tarot. It's got some different imagery, and so we'll be checking some special meanings there. Then we have a couple of oracle decks. We have the Kim Cran's Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck we will be pulling from, and this Oracle of Mystical Moments by Katrin Wells Stein as well. And then the Making Magic deck. We'll pull one from there at the end. So we have 3 questions to start. I'm going to shuffle 3 times, and we'll take the cards off the top if nothing has jumped out, Leo. This is for September. Our first question is, what does Leo need to focus on this month? What does Leo need to focus on this month? 7 of Pentacles. What does Leo's subconscious want to talk about that Leo is avoiding? That's the 8 of Pentacles. There's a lot of money here, huh? And last question, how can Leo be more true to themselves in September? We have the Wheel of Fortune. So those are our first 3 cards. Let's look at this. We have this 7 of Pentacles. This is your main focus. What are you focusing on in September, Leo? This 7 of Pentacles energy is about hard work and perseverance, and this sense of difficult work decisions needing to be made. Perhaps you're being quite diligent in your work, but it seems there's some question that needs to be answered. What are you avoiding? Your subconscious has been tapping at the door. It wants your attention, Leo. It wants you to know that you are avoiding thinking about the issues represented here by the 8 of Pentacles. So how does that work? The 8 of Pentacles is about passion. It can also be about having really high standards. You could be looking at a struggle to acquire some new skill that you need in order to continue to grow in your present work. There is a sense here about possibly having a hobby that becomes a profession. I think what I'm seeing here is that you need to make some decision about work. It involves taking on new skills, and maybe you're just not, either you're denying the fact that you need to acquire some new skills in order to grow that next level, or you really want to be doing something else. There's some hobby you have, some passionate project that you work on that you love that isn't your job, and you're thinking maybe you want to go make it your job. That's what I hear here, Leo, for September for you. Third question, how can you be more true to yourself? By acknowledging the Wheel of Fortune, by acknowledging that there are cycles, that things ebb and flow, by acknowledging that maybe even though you've had some great success here, there's something else calling to your heart, some other professional pursuit that you really want to pursue, something else you want to go after. It's possible. We'll see as we look at the further guidance. The next 3 questions coming from the Thoth Tarot. I don't think that was a pull. Coming from the Thoth Tarot, what does Spirit need from you? That's the first question. What should Leo avoid in September? Oh my goodness, they're jumping right out today. And what should Leo be grateful for in September? What should Leo be grateful for? That's 2 cards. Well, all right, we'll try that. So what does Spirit need from you? This is one of the arcana that is specifically very much about Thoth. This is art. You can see that imagery. Art. And we're going to look that one up just so we're nice and clear for you. With the Thoth, the guidance on these cards is around light and shadow. It's about intention and purpose of the card. And this art brings a light quality of appropriate measurement, balance, and harmony, and the shadow aspect of excessiveness. There are conflicts and squandering. There are extreme trends involved. There's this calling to mind of the Sorcerer's Stone, dissolving and bonding things, different elements into something new, a reunion of what has disintegrated in the past into something new that functions on a new level. The quality here is that of completion, which brings peace and harmony. So Spirit is calling on you to meld together the various aspects of self. Don't deny this desire to take on a new skill or to make a hobby into a job. Don't deny that. Make that part of your success in this present realm. You're meant to avoid the Three of Swords, which is sorrow, loss, heartbreak, regret. You're meant to be healing from that, not wallowing in it, I think. And let me just pull up a little bit more guidance for us on the light and shadow aspects here. It focuses and then it leaves again. So here we have an awareness of your purpose in life, disruption, separation, estrangement, delusion as the shadow. There's some disruption here, some separation energy, feeling disillusioned a little bit or being delusional about reality. There can be some sadness and some despair involved. And you're being called to look through this, to dig deeper into the inner parts of yourself, even if it hurts, okay? So whatever it is that your subconscious has got going on here, what you're denying, what you don't want to face, that maybe you don't like your job anymore, Leo, maybe you want something new. It's a little painful and you're kind of avoiding it. And I think Spirit needs you to kind of stay away from that a little bit. Spirit wants you to do the deep diving. It wants you to get in touch with who you are and how you feel. It wants you to integrate the parts of yourself, but it doesn't want you to get wallowed down in the sorrow, right? This month of September needs to be about reasoning your way through, finding your way forward, accepting that things change and not being stuck in the sadness to the point that you can't move forward. Then we have two princes here, discs and cups. And that is an answer to the question of what you're meant to be grateful for this month, Leo. So let's take a quick look here at what we have for further guidance with the Prince of Discs, which is the Pentacles in other decks. The Prince here is bringing this energy of diligence and concentration, of endurance, working hard, working stably through every challenge that you're coming to, consistently growing and maturing and succeeding. The shadow here can be that you get a bit stubborn and you get a bit indifferent to the stagnant nature of what you're doing because you're continuing to succeed. It's just not feeding your soul. The Prince of Cups is adding a further element here around the emotional aspects of this situation, where you have a shadow essence of selfishness and lacking sensitivity toward yourself, toward others. The light aspect is love, right? Sincerity and warmth. There's some sacrifice and dedication aspect here. So what I'm reading with the two of these together is that you've been very devoted and dedicated. You've worked very hard, and Spirit wants you to be grateful for those qualities in yourself. You can be grateful for the qualities of being dedicated and working hard and being devoted. You can be grateful for those qualities, Leo, without staying in a situation you don't want to be in. You can pursue something new. You can accept the wheel as it rolls on to its next position without losing the gratitude you have for what you have achieved. You don't need to feel bad about it ending. Let's look at your lesson. There's a lesson in the month of September for you. What should Leo be focusing on? What does Leo need to work on? What lessons is Leo working on this month? We're going to take two cards, one off the top and one off the bottom. We have the Three of Cups. There's, connecting and working in union. And we have the Five of Cups, which can be this sense of regret that something has been lost, and you're focusing on what's been lost instead of focusing on what remains, the potential that remains. So your lesson this month, Leo, it's quite clear to me. It's all about this Wheel of Fortune. How are you best supporting yourself? By understanding that things do change, and that doesn't mean that what's going was bad or what is coming is bad. It doesn't mean that everything is lost. It doesn't mean that because things change, all is lost, right? There's still growth here. There's still potential here. There's partnership. There's connection. It all moves forward. And you can choose to focus on what has been lost, or you can choose to focus on what remains and what will be. And that's your lesson, Leo, to work on this month, is to focus on, as you're going through these changes, as you're accepting that you don't want to be this anymore. You don't want to be what everyone wants you to be. Just because you're really good at it doesn't mean that it feeds your soul. And this is more interesting to you. As you're moving through that transition and you're accepting that things change and it's okay, that you can still appreciate how diligent you've been. You can take those qualities with you. Being grateful for things expands them. And your lesson to focus on is the fact that things do change and it's okay. And you have a choice to focus on what has changed, what has been lost in the transition, or to focus on what remains and what can grow. We're going to pick one card here from this deck of Oracle to talk about what you need to let go of in order to love yourself more this month, Leo. You need to let go of the cheetah energy. So let's take a look and find out what we're dealing with there. This earth energy, the cheetah, is about action, achievement. It's a masculine energy. When it's out of balance, you're impatient and you're competitive. And maybe you're sensing that you're starting to get that way more and more in this job because you're not in balance, right? You're all focused on action and achievement, but maybe that action and achievement needs to redirect here. When you're in balance with your cheetah energy, you can achieve anything, right? You have this boundless energy, and that only comes from true passion. And right now what I'm sensing for you, Leo, is your passion isn't in this job anymore. It's in this hobby or this new set of skills that you want to focus on. And it seems like a really solid message to me from Spirit that what you need to let go is that image, that focus. This is where I've been achieving. This is what I have been. This is where I've been succeeding, so I need to stay in that lane. No, you don't. You're not losing any of this by changing lanes. We're going to take one card from this Oracle of Mystical Moments to ask our final question, which is, how can Leo best support themselves in September through this transition, through this process? How can you best support yourself, Leo? How do you best support yourself through this transition? How do you best support yourself? Home in the sky is the card. The sun's starting to come out, so the shadows have come back. Glare. Let's see what the book has to say about number 41, Home in the Sky. It's about wanderlust, adventure, and safe haven. So it's desire to move on to this new thing. Up in the sky, we see a floating neighborhood of houses carried by balloons. Birds peek out through the windows. In this card, there are elements of journey, symbolized by the sky, birds, and balloons. But there are also houses which suggest home, security, and stability. These birds have the best of both worlds. They can travel a big distance without losing their home. They are free to seek new experiences without worry. Home truly is where the heart is. And this is how you support yourself best, Leo, during September. You remember that you carry all of this with you. You're not losing anything in this shift. You really aren't. You are the success. You are this energy, this quality of strong masculine energy, this stereotypical masculine energy of achievement and force and going forward. You've got that. You'll have that here too in this new endeavor, this new skill that you want to take on, this new hobby you want to turn into a job. You're not losing that. It's not about this job. It's about you. It's about the qualities that you possess. And a new beginning isn't going to mean that you lose anything. You carry your home with you. You carry your skill set with you. You carry your energy and drive with you in whatever you're doing. And you can focus on what is ending if you want. It is absolutely your choice. But what Spirit is saying, what Spirit is suggesting, is that your joy is going to be found in accepting that things change. Things change. They do. And what is waiting for you isn't going to be less than. In fact, it could be something truly phenomenal. We'll pull one more card for you, and that is going to be from the Making Magic guidance. Just one last message of guidance, Spirit, for Leo for the month of September. Your reading is turning out to be rather shorter than some of the others we've done for September, but it's just so clear to me what your message is. It's not about love, it's about work, it's about your professional pursuits and your skill set and making some changes. And there's a real solid message here of integrating all the sides of yourself by accepting this Wheel of Fortune aspect of life, that things do change and that's not bad, right? Your final message from Spirit, prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and success. And how could you ask for anything better than that to support you as you listen to your subconscious, who's whispering to you about the fact that you really don't want to be in your current job anymore. You want to pursue something new, Leo. So I'd say go out and do it, huh? And I hope that you'll let me know how awesome it turns out to be, yeah? Thank you so much for being here with us, Leo. I hope that September is fantastic for you. Thank you to all of you that have subscribed. All the likes, shares, subscribes, they definitely help us to grow the channel. And I appreciate that because the reason I decided to start doing this endeavor is to get these messages out. The Spirit is sending through me for folks. So the more followers we have, the further the messages go and more chance for people to hear them. Maybe they get to the people that need to hear them the most. I hope you have a great September. And if you want to come visit us on Facebook, we have a community growing over there. We do some daily polls, not specific to any sign, but just some messages from Spirit. There may be some for you there. And I think that's it. Have a fantastic September. And I send you now with many blessings.